Hello Ratbags, it's Jade back once more with another survival news video today, taking another look at Last Oasis and pretty much how to PvP. If you've not checked out my New World coverage, New World recently made some announcements talking about how they're changing PvP and they're nullifying it and making it much more an open MMO style game without maybe that hardcore PvP element. Step forward, a hero that needs no cape. Last Oasis are pretty much going on the strength that their worlds are going to be filled with PvP if that's what you're after. Now, of course, there is still some room for players that like to do some trading, that players that don't necessarily want to be on this grind to just be attacking players all the time, because Last Oasis also have a pretty revolutionary way of making sure that your bases are safe so you don't get offline raided. I've covered this extensively. Go and check out some of the other videos I've already done. You'll find recently all the information about how PvP has been handled in New World and the really good stuff that Last Oasis announced with their PvP plans and how it kind of goes up against New World really, because both of these games are going to be launching within the same sort of period. I'll bet Last Oasis of course is still an early access, so they're going to be taking on board much more feedback, and that's what they need right now. Donkey Crew are looking for experienced PvP clans. So the devlog that you're seeing in the background is pretty much a call to arms. They want a open world combat in their game and they're looking for experienced clans to go and give them feedback. If you represent a clan and would like to participate in a closed beta, join the Discord and get in touch with their CMs. So I am in their Discord as well. I'll leave the link for it in the description and in the comment section. It's a hive of activity. They've got a bunch of people in there already. So if you play games like Art Survival Evolved, Conan, Rust, Life is Feudal, Atlas, any big open world games that are PvP, come and join them. See if you can even just hook up with other players, get them ready for Last Oasis. And who knows, if you're in charge of a big clan or you've got some connections to big clans in other games, maybe you can take part in the beta and shape exactly where this game is going. So the video itself really goes into a bit more detail about what you can expect and what the devs want from New World. New World isn't going to be maybe like Rust, where it's constant action going on all times, worrying about players just offline raiding you or being toxically attacked. There are multiple servers or multiple oases that you can go to. Some of them are going to have different resources, some of them are going to have very much more action on them based on what resources are there. And they also speak about how the clans can really control one whole oasis. If they're big enough, they've got the resources, you may find it very hard to go and attack certain survivors on this oasis. But it doesn't mean you can't be a pirate. If you've got the balls, you've got the know-how, and you kind of feel like you want to go up against that, that action is there for you. Also, if you're a smaller player, maybe you're a solo player, maybe you're a smaller group, if a big clan has owning that oasis, there's a reason for them to protect you, because whenever you're harvesting, whenever you're gathering materials, you're paying them a small tax. Now this system's been in other games, notably Atlas is probably the one that I've got the most experience with, and it kind of works well. You can increase how much tax you make on people, and that's how it works in Atlas. They come onto your island, any harvesting, any resources that anyone does, you get a small percentage of that as the owner of that island, and it looks like Last Oasis is going to be the same sort of thing. And so it's in the big clan that maybe controls a oasis, it's in their interest to protect everyone on that server or people that are kind of friendly with them, maybe slightly allies. They're getting attacked by pirates or random players just hopping onto the server, it means they're not getting a percentage of the resources. And it will pay also not to just go out and attack everyone on site, because these people may want to settle and help you build up your defenses. And so it kind of leads to a really cool ecosystem. And that's something a lot of PvP games don't ever really manage to get right. In Ark Survival Evolved, it rarely happens. The idea in that game is that you join up to take on the bosses, but more often than not, it means that established clans on Ark really rule the roost, and the only time they have any trouble is when they go up against big mega tribe servers that go from server to server. And I think this is the crucial difference. Ark did originally start out like that with its open server policy, where it wanted other players to come aboard and maybe attack servers and the whole server would join up. But of course the whole server didn't join up to repel whoever was coming in. I mean, it does happen, but there wasn't as much incentive. Bigger clans weren't necessarily going to be taking care of smaller people because they weren't getting any benefit from it. Whereas now in Last Oasis, the big clans are getting the benefit from small percentage of resources being given to them every time someone harvests something on that oasis. And the small guys know that hopefully they've got protection of the bigger clans because they are kind of paying them. And so that should be enough to hopefully set up these really cool either battles with new guys coming onto the server or potentially having peacetime for a while. It's not going to be combat all the time. You're going to have time to build up and gather the resources to build these huge walkers. That's what I take anyway from what I'm seeing from the devlogs and some of the chatter. I love the intricacies of Last Oasis so far, where it looks like these grids are really going to be integral into where you're going to go. And of course these servers won't last forever. The whole point is that the earth is rotating and there's only a strip of land that is safe. So devs can at any point switch one off, switch some on. And so you're always going to have that fresh feeling that you're going to have to maybe take up all your stuff and go to another server. Now, any other game, that is a complete pain in the arse. Conan Exiles has no server transfers, you're stuck on that server, hence why their servers, their official ones, die. People just don't want to have to join a new server where they've got no chance of building up because everyone's so established. But in Last Oasis, the gameplay, the world is constantly evolving. So it means that players are going from one server to another because they want to go and get all the resources or some new options on another server. And the way that you can pack up your base means that it's not a complete pain in the arse. If you don't know, Last Oasis have basically solved the problem that so many of these games have. Within a time limit, you can pack up your base, literally everything that you've got, stone base, wooden base, whatever it is, all your resources, and put it onto your walker. And then you can log out safely and no one will be able to touch you. Now there's a time limit for this, and so you can be attacked within that time sometimes, and you've got to make sure you've got the right opportunity to pack up everything. Or you can make it to the edges of the map, and this is also a safe zone logout. And so you could be in situations where you maybe want to pack up your base, but some enemies have come along and you have to maybe just go for it and run to the edge of the world to try and log out safely, or just make sure that you're looking around for scouts and that you've got some friends in your clans that are protecting you while you pack up your main base or your main resource hub. And as I said, that means you can go to other maps and you can just simply, your base will be there, just like it is in Fallout 76. Although let's not use that as a good example too much. So great stuff from Last Oasis. As ever, I'm still hyped for this. Hopefully we're going to get the beta news very soon. Exactly, I think it is the beginning of February they're looking for the actual clan input. And then hopefully we're going to get a release date very soon when it actually goes into early access. I have got access to the game. I have been playing it or trying to get a bit more time on it. And I can't say much, but what I am playing, I am definitely enjoying, and I can see where they're going with it. The devs are really kicking up a notch now. I'm glad to see they're really starting to get in more in contact with their community. These types of videos are really good. They give people a sense of what to expect when a game launches, and I think they're going about it in the right way now. So if you're interested in clan warfare, you do it regularly, then go and check out the beta for this. Come and join the Discord and contact the people that you need to contact. Look out for me to give you a release date of when the game's going to be going into early access on Steam. And I'll be covering any more future dev blogs from these guys, giving you a rundown of my opinion on what's going on. So until next time, Ratbags, laters.